It's been 7 days since the disappointing loss to the Raiders, but just 1 day before the Broncos host the Commanders. So that means we're moving on to week 2. Hey Broncos Country, I'm Lori Lattimore-Volkman, and this is The Roundup. Head coach Sean Payton noted early this week that there were plenty of learning opportunities from that Raiders game, but they're moving on and no one is dwelling on the loss.
There's a number of teaching points from that game. So there were a number of things we cleaned up. The exactness of what we're doing both in the running game and the passing game. And again, me as a play caller, I look back and I'm like, we have to start looking at ourselves first before anything else. And so I know I can be better. But we kind of put that one to bed and we're focused on this next one.
With only 6 offensive series for both teams last week, Payton has noted several times that points were at a premium and that there weren't a lot of explosive plays last week. Russell Wilson likes to talk about gap plays, game-altering plays. And he's hoping to have a lot more this week as those can really shift momentum.
We're looking forward to just winning one game at a time. The sense of urgency with Coach Payton is always high. With all of us players, it's always high. We want to be great. And we have the talent to do it, and we gotta make little things matter. We gotta make those little moments when, I always call them, gap plays, game-altering plays. There's some plays in there every once in a while, whether it's a penalty or that doesn't go against us, that does go against us, whatever it may be. It may be a catch, it may be a block, it may be a throw, maybe whatever it is. And let's finding those throughout a game. And those are the ones that it's usually 2 to 3 in a game, offensively and defensively and special teams that change the game. And so let's find those and let's go win those moments.
The Broncos offense will definitely need some, if not a lot, of those game-changing plays this weekend, as the Commanders are a well-coached and very disciplined team.
Well, listen, they're disciplined. They're outstanding when they win the turnover differential. We went through those numbers today. We did a whole, career, Carolina and Washington. Their record when they win the turnover margin is pretty remarkable. They've always been tough, physical. We had a history of really, really good, tough games against Carolina, and then more recently at Washington. I think I lose track of the year, but those are the things that come to my mind. He's done a great job. They finished first in the league last year on third down. Tonight we game plan third down. So, all 32 teams, these guys had the least conversion percentage. They're a penetrating front, and you got to understand what you're seeing. They've got a few defensive packages. They'll play like a penny package. They'll play a nickel, a Buffalo nickel, and then a base defense. It goes hand in hand. How the front's playing obviously creates opportunities for the back end.
In particular, Rivera's team boasts one of the best defensive fronts in the NFL right now, led by Chase Young and Montez Sweat. Payton noted that it's not just pressure on the QB, it's just a lot of negative plays by the defense.
Yeah, they create a lot of minus plays. Just looking at the cut-ups, you'll see 2nd and 12s. I'm not even talking about rushing the passer, just within the framework of the run game. They're real active, they're athletic. All of those guys have had obviously great college careers. A lot of them are first-round draft picks that are playing well, and the defense kind of feeds off that. So they're a handful. You got to look closely at what you want to do in the running game, and then certainly in the protections as well.
Offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi was asked about the biggest challenge when facing the Commanders' defense, and he said it's not one challenge, it's actually 4 challenges.
Yesterday, but that's 4 first-rounders who've lived up to their billing. Edges can rush, can set edges inside, really good rusher, strong. It's just no weak spots at all. So it's going to take all the offensive linemen, tight ends, everyone in order to execute against those guys. It starts with their pass rush. They don't give you a lot of time. They're not super complex in the back end, but they stay close to the receiver. So they make it challenging to get the ball out quickly, and then they're on your quarterback quickly. So it's a good combination, good scheme. They're well coached, and but it starts with the pass rush. There's just not a lot of time to throw the football.
The person who's going to notice that defense the most is, of course, quarterback Russell Wilson. But Wilson maintains confidence in his offensive line, which he calls one of the best.
Yeah, the Commanders, they have a great defensive line. They got some great players on the other side. I've played them before. These are the real forces. They're great competitors. Got a lot of respect for them. They move really well. They're physical. They can stop the run game. They're really good in terms of the passing game, trying to get to the quarterback as well. It'll be a great opportunity for our offensive line as we got a really talented offensive line. Got some really big guards in there and cushion there too as well, especially with their interior so it should be a great matchup. It'll be a great challenge and great opportunity for us.
Working in Broncos' favor for once is Jerry Jeudy will be back in the lineup, and his route running and speed will be much needed against this defense.
Yeah, he's a great route runner. So someone you feel really good when he's matched up man to man. So when you recognize that, someone that you look to early as a quarterback, a guy that consistently can get separation. And so just the more receivers that you have that can win those one-on-one matchups, the easier it is. So definitely be good to have him back.
The Broncos will also utilize other pass-catching threats, like their tight end room, which unfortunately will be absent Greg Dulcich, but boasts Troutman, Nate Atkins, and Chris Manhertz. If you know anything, you know Peyton likes his tight ends in the offense.
Well, Troutman's been in the system, first of all. I think his knowledge, he really understands what he's trying to do, what our offense is trying to do as well. And he's extremely talented, and he catches the ball really well, really clean. He made a really good play on a scramble on third down on the first drive of the game. I kind of scrambled out. There was nothing there. He came into my vision, just made a great catch, and just great first down that he had. And there's a lot of things that he does really well. He's extremely smart, great teammate, great locker room guy. I love being around him.
And even with Jeudy back and Cortland Sutton on deck, Lil Jordan Humphrey might be a threat to pay attention to.
What did you like about Lil Jordan? Obviously, you're familiar with him.
Yeah, he's smart, he's tough, and he's got strong hands. He can block. So he's a physical receiver, and there's a size element to what he does. He operates pretty well in tight quarters.
But one of the Broncos' offense's biggest weapons will be utilizing the run game to wear down Washington's defense. Again, Russell Wilson has high praise for his running backs.
Yeah, I think our running backs, man, they may be the best after contact kind of guys. Javonte has always been that. Obviously his ability, his balance. I mean, you saw a couple of plays. I think he ran one to the left. He bounced off a guy, spun. Put his hand on the ground, kept going. And especially exciting to see that with him, Javonte in particular, just because he's just coming off of a legit injury and he's coming back. He feels better than ever. I've been talking to him. He's really locked in. I really love who he is as a player. I think P. Ryan too. He's strong, athletic, makes great cuts. You saw a couple runs where he just ran through guys. There's a lot of things that they can do well. And then Jalil, I mean, he's, as we saw in the preseason, his ability to make guys miss, a really special thing that he does too.
On the other side of the ball, the Broncos defense is hoping to make Sam Howell very uncomfortable back there. But that will not be easy. As Sean Payton notes, one of his strengths is his confidence and his ability to extend plays.
Well, he's a playmaker. Look, and he's got this ability to extend plays, and that can become problematic. He's a confident player, and you can see that they respond to him. And I believe that's one of the reasons Ron has confidence. You saw that when he came in last year and then this year. So, a different type player than we saw last week, and we just have to understand what are the things he's comfortable with, and then maybe what are the things he's not as comfortable with.
What have you seen on tape from Commanders quarterback Sam Howell? What challenges does he present?
Has a strong arm, can make all the throws. Like I said, got a ton of young talent, so he's getting those guys the ball, and just let him take it from there. He's going to run around a little bit. We have to keep him in the pocket. He's a dual threat guy, so that'll be a challenge for us, but I think we can do it.
Defensive coordinator Vance Joseph addressed Damari Mathis's tough day against the Raiders last week, noting he was targeted while Pat Surtain was ignored. But of course, that's exactly the game plan when you have a superstar covering your wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen, right? I mean, Patrick, by the way, played really well.
last week. He's a special player, so the same way we have game plans to kind of take their best player away. It's the same with our offenses. They're going to avoid Pat from time to time. We have ways to obviously make them go towards Patrick, I should say, and also have ways to help the guy opposite. But that's going to be an ongoing process every single week. I mean, who wants to throw at Patrick? I mean, last week he touched more balls, I think, than 17 touch at the end of the game. And I mean, he's a special player. So we'll see. Each week it's different, obviously, but having a plan to use Patrick in certain packages, it's going to be ongoing for us.
Defensive end Zach Allen believes the Broncos defense will only get better as the games progress and the season goes on. And he looks at this week as another opportunity to get better and win a game.
Kind of each week, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. It's, it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger. So, I think kind of, it was pretty predictable. Last game, first half was a little sloppy. Second half kind of started to wake up a little bit, at least for myself individually. And, I think as a defense, I think we did a lot of good things well to build off of. Obviously, some things to clean up. And, that's the exciting part is, it can only go up and up. So, and guys, this week, we did a really good job focusing on that and kind of, improving and, just kept on working. Nobody was really kind of still hung up on that loss.
Well, that's a good thing because the last thing the Broncos need going into Miami in 2 weeks is an 0-2 start. So here's to winning at home and going 1-1 after 2 weeks. That's it for the roundup. I will see you on Twitter on Sunday, unless you all start melting down and I'm out of there. Go Broncos.
Make some noise today, Broncos country. Russ breaks contain, throws on the run, touchdown Denver! Good job by Surtain there, and Javonte Williams gets the edge on the right side. Samaje Perine in the weight room. Ball deflected. Intercepted in the end zone. Pass caught. Touchdown Denver. Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Here's a man whose Super Bowl history, you wondered would he ever win? Now would he ever lose? 4 plays later, 2nd and 11. Elway to Shannon Sharp. Sharp, we said this morning he was going to get a touchdown. Almost out of the 1 line. Runs up the middle for 13 yards. At times, the Falcons did a good job on TD. At times, he picked up double-digit yards. This time, it's the beautiful Emerson Boozer-like spin for 6 yards. Sets up a field goal, 10-3, Denver. Chandler to Terrence Mathis. Crockett misses the ball and the player. Chances are it's a 30-yard gain. Morton Anderson just draws the 26-yard field goal wide right. And the Broncos say thank you for the gift. We don't expect Morton to miss, but on the very first play from their own 20, Rod Smith burns Eugene Robinson. He could go all the way. 17-3, and you get an advantage with the missed field goal. You go right for the jugular.
Well, vintage John Elway. The roll was away from where the ball was going. It's a long throw for John. He does a great job of getting it over the top of Eugene Robinson.
Elway to McCaffrey. Easy Ed for another first down. But now the Denver defense gets involved. Darius Fairweather Johnson makes the pick, and Johnson's going to return it to the 42-yard line. Denver in business. Shannon Sharp can't play, but he can cheer and scream. Elway. The dump to Terrell Davis, Eugene Robinson. He gets juked way outside, misses the tackle. 39 yards before William White, who had 10 tackles, knocks him out. The dump to Jamal Anderson. George Coghill is going to make a fumble. Tyrone Braxton recovers for Denver. And for the second straight year, let the partying begin in the Rocky Mountains. For a while, they wanted and questioned the play of Greg Robinson's defense. I don't think those two men are questioning that anymore. MVP, John Elway. 17th time a quarterback has been named the MVP, 33 Super Bowls.